Phil Handy, 6'5", guard. Watch closely because you might see a man fly.
Tony Holly, 6'6" forward, 18 stone. I'm the team's heaviest player, also the team's leading rebounder.
Travis Collins, 6'4" point guard. Cup winners last year at Sheffield, trying to bring the cup across the Pennines to Manchester.
Collins, 6'4", gets to the rim.
Roy Hairston, 6'7" forward, inside muscle.
Great footwork there by Roy Hairston. Flushes that one with two hands right down the basket.
Ronnie Baker, point guard, 5'7", shortest giant on the team, lightning quick.
That's why I'd pay to watch Ronnie Baker play.
Tony Dorsey, 6'7" forward, one of the league's top scorers, 25 points a game.
Dorsey!
Todd Cawthorn, 6'8", forward, captain of the Sharks, looking to lift the cup again this season.
Ian McKinney, 6'1" guard, one of the league's top three-point shooters.
McKinney, three from outside.
Nate Reinking, 6'2" guard, offense and defense. I do a bit of everything on the court.
Mike Payne, 6'6" forward. Offensive spot coming off the bench.
Terrell Myers, 6'3" guard. League's top scorer, 26 points a game. Known as the Iceman because I'm cool under pressure.
Manchester Giants, Sheffield Sharks.
The country's top two teams battling it out
for the National Cup.
This is ours. We're looking to keep the National Cup in Sheffield.
We're looking to take the cup away from Sheffield and bring it to the land of the Giants.
This is it.
Let's do it.
Let's do it indeed. The start is just moments away. We've met the teams. Well, let's now go live to the Sheffield Arena, where we can join someone who knows all about the excitement and the tension of a big match. It's Alton Berg. Good afternoon, Alton. Tell us just how special is Cup Final Day?
There's nothing like it, Sue, and to be honest, these two teams are so evenly matched. But as long as I play the game, this is a one-off. And the form book goes right out the window any day. These two teams are certainly going to be just impeccably well coached. And I tell you what, the nerves will be all over the place, but when it gets settled down, this one will go down to the wire between these two.
Yeah, you mentioned the two teams there. It is the perfect final because they're the two teams that seem to dominate the domestic game. Why is that?
Well, I guess the balance of power has shifted. Manchester, obviously one of the teams, one of the best arenas in Europe, one of the great places to play, and well coached by Nick Nurse. Sheffield, with a great tradition, came into the league probably 4 or 5 years ago and have continued ever since Jim Brandon left. Chris Finch has done a wonderful job, and I guess the balance has shifted from London up north. These two teams are great, great teams.
I believe all but one of the Sharks teams, they've experienced the excitement of a cup final, but that's new for a lot of the Manchester Giants players. Is that an added sort of tension, more nerves for them because they desperately want to win this today?
Absolutely, but I tell you what, Manchester, Nick Nurse has been to finals before, and I'm sure that his team will be as well prepared as any team that's played in this final. Sheffield's got the benefit of having been to this dance before. Cawthorn, Myers, Johnson, Chris Finch has won finals as a player, but I tell you what, Manchester will be nervous, but not for very long.
You mentioned some of the players there. Now, we were just meeting some of the team before, and we noticed that Ronnie Baker at 5'7", He's in the team there. Now, you weren't the tallest player. I mean, how difficult is it if you are short? I mean, what can you do? Because it's known as such a big man's game, a tall man's game.
Well, the game has changed so much. Michael Jordan did a lot to change the game from a big man's game to a game of strength and quickness. And Ronnie Baker is by far the quickest player in the land. It doesn't matter size-wise. The question is, how big is your heart? It's not the size of the dog in the fight. It's the size of the fight in the dog. And believe me, Ronnie Baker is certainly one of the most exciting, quickest players in the game today.
Perfectly put. Alton, thank you very much for talking to us. Now, you've got to make that short walk, I know now, to the commentary box. It's always the best seat in the house, and we'll hear Alton's thoughts throughout the game. But the atmosphere is building at the Sheffield Arena, and let's now get the views on the final from our match commentator, who I believe, there he is, already in his seat. Good afternoon to Stuart Story.
We'll turn the microphone on to start with, and that helps. There's a noisy band behind me, a drumming band behind me, so the atmosphere's building. It's an intriguing final, it certainly is. They've only met once this season, and Manchester won by 7 points. It's going to be a real cracker, as Alton Bird has said. Well, let's have a look at the teams now. Let's meet them. And we're going to meet Manchester first. And Manchester have never won this title before. We're going to join the announcer, Rob Howard Perkins, for the introduction of this team. Let's join him and listen. Two teams now preparing mentally, and we'll have a look at the team list now just to confirm the starting fives. There's the list as you've seen. Ronnie Baker, the shortest man on the team, he's the captain. He doesn't start. Dorsey, Handy, Holly, Conlon and Hairston are the starters for the Manchester Giants, coached by Nick Nurse. Very, very fine team, but it's up against a very fine shooting team in the Westfield Sharks. But that's how they went through, incidentally, to this final. Thames Valley Tigers, Leicester Riders and Edinburgh Rocks in that semi-final, which we saw on BBC television. Manchester, though, very, very tough side, coached by Chris Finch. The defending champions here. And the starting fives up for you very shortly. Captained by Todd Cawthorne there, Scantlebury, Myers, Reinking, Cawthorne and Johnson. There's no change there. It's the team that came out in the semi-final. There's how they got through to this final. Derby Storm, that was a close one, wasn't it? 4 points. And then the quarter-final of Brighton Bears, 89-75, and then Milton Keynes Lions in the semi-final. So the officials, Mick Howell and Roger Harrison, Roger on the left, and Mick on the right. It was, these are two experienced officials, and the commissioner, Maurice Wordsworth. So Alton Bird, well, I know you were only 5'7", but you always told me you played at 6'4".
Yeah, I tried to tell everybody that. Didn't quite work all the time, but you know, it's funny. We were talking about Ronnie Baker before, and he's going to have a big role in this game because he's going to have to do some defensive work on Terrell Myers, Myers being the key of this game, I believe, for Sheffield. Usually every final he gets to, he has a huge hand, both scoring and passing, and I actually think that he will be the key. Ronnie Baker will too.
I'll tell you what, Alton, we've got two contrasting teams here. They're the top two teams in the country. They're the top two teams in the Northern League. But Sheffield head the league statistics in floor shooting, free shooting, and particularly three-point shooting, whereas the Manchester side dominate the backboards. They've got the big stats on the backboard, so you've got two totally contrasting sides here, which leads us to believe that this will be a very close encounter.
I have no doubt in my mind, Stuart, that this game will go down to the wire. I believe that Chris Finch likes to play an up-and-down style of game. He likes to get in transition. He encourages the three-point shot, and that really suits Sheffield, whereas Nick Nurse is going to want to play a nice, if you like, evenly paced game. He'll want transition, but I know that Manchester will be a better half-court team, and this is going to be a lot of fun to watch right down to the wire.
This is only the second time that these two teams will have met in the National Cup Championship over the years. The last time was in 1996 when Sheffield beat Manchester 87-78. It's only the second time, Alton, that we've had northern sides in these finals playing each other.
Well, the balance of the game has shifted. You know, certainly the teams that have the two of the better coaches in the league, Chris Finch, who was a great student of the game under Jimmy Brandon, and Nick Nurse, who did a great job with Birmingham. Both these teams, well-run, very professionally run teams, professional organizations, and what you see on the floor is a result of their organizational skills, their recruiting skills, and certainly the coaching of Chris Finch and Nick Nurse.
Well, the scene is set then for this Sainsbury's Classic Cola National Cup final. The highlight of the early part of this new millennium. And certainly the starting fives are out, ready to commence battle. Dorsey, Handy, Holly, Conlon and Hairston for the Manchester team in the green strip. Scantlebury, Myers, Reinking, Cawthorne and Johnson. An interesting start, Alton.
First play of the game, and over and back. Will Johnson not quite sure of where he was on the court. Grabbed the ball in the front court, his end of the offensive end, and then step back, which you cannot do in the game of basketball.
Well, it's a very tight man-to-man defense here. The defending players playing their opponents very close. Now, it'll be interesting to see what sort of defensive role Manchester take up against Sheffield, because they can shoot from the outside, and there's the proof. We said they had the stats, and there's the proof.
Well, there's certainly the transition game. Terrell Myers penetrating, kicking it to Peter Scantlebury for the 18-foot shot. Interesting matchup, Stuart. Travis Conlon, who played with Terrell Myers last year here in Sheffield, is actually guarding Terrell Myers today.
Beautiful play there by Scantlebury, rejecting that shot. Cawthorne. Johnson. Using the big man out on high to seek some penetration inside.
And there's no doubt Terrell Myers is ready to play basketball. He does the step back on Travis Conlon and nails the jump shot. Travis Conlon there drawing the foul on Terrell Myers. And the key to this game for Chris Finch, keep Terrell Myers out of foul trouble if at all possible.
Slows it down just for the moment. Conlon has it, defended very tightly on the top by Reinking. Reinking, very useful player. Big man, Tony Holly, 6'6", 18 stone. Oh, what firepower.
And he's one of the guys that has played in this country for a long time. There's a turnaround shot, who has gotten better every year he's played in this country, year in, year out. Always leads one of the top 3 rebounders in the country, and has always gotten better every year.
Johnson fouled by Holly on the way in, and that's an early foul against Holly. Now, he's a big rebound potential in there for Manchester, and that's a very early foul. Remember, the rule is 5 fouls, you're out of the game, so he's got to be careful.
That's right, and they've got to keep him in the game as well. Certainly when Tony Holly goes out of the game, Manchester are a different basketball team. He does a lot of the blue-collar work around the basket, at the rebounding end and at the defensive end.
Will Johnson on the line. Born in Philadelphia, league trophy winner in the 97-98 season. Floor shooter of some considerable expertise. Conlon has it. Picked up again by Reinking, defending him very closely. The screen's being set to free the player. Misjudged there, the pass inside. Both defenses very tough at the early stage.
And it's certainly going to be physical. Tony Dorsey looking for Phil Handy there. He can get him. Good defense there by Sheffield. Good help defense.
Reinking defended by Handy. A good matchup there. Conlon putting real pressure on in the corner. Traveling violation there, I think.
Yeah, and that's a good defensive series by Travis Conlon. Conlon knows better than anybody in this country how best to play against Terrell Myers. The question is, can he do it for 40 minutes today?
Hairston, Conlon, Dorsey. The foul, it's going to be a three-pointer, it's going to be a bonus shot. He gets the 2 points, he's fouled in the act of shooting. He'll get one more from the free throw line.
And there's a turnaround shot, and that's a good call by Mick Howell. No question about it. Scantlebury stepped underneath Tony Dorsey, and certainly one of the keys for Sheffield to win this is they've got to contain Tony Dorsey. You can't stop him, you got to contain him.
Another American from Atlanta, Georgia, former student at the University of Northern Alabama, and the intensity of this game is quite considerable. Three-point attempt by Conlon there. 3 points, the amount you're awarded if you shoot outside that arc.
Great defense there by Manchester.
Tremendous pressure from both sides here. They're so evenly matched in most senses, although they have strengths in different areas, and it all matches out at the end of the day.
And you know, as you look on the basketball court, this looks like a league all-star game. All 10 of these players are absolutely terrific basketball players. And I'll tell you, you know, the passion and the intensity in this building is not something I've seen in a very long time.
Will Johnson then executing that. Magnificent stuff. Johnson is a 6'9", 17-stoner, not to be messed with. Big floor shooter as well. Holly has it, playing out high, using the big man to try and get the ball inside. Three-pointer!
Phil Handy, terrific shot, and a well-executed offense there. There's Handy with the three, but well-run, good patience by Manchester at the offensive end.
Fast and furious. It was expected to be, and it is most definitely. Reinking, Scantlebury, slows down just for the moment. The rotations occur, the screen's being set. Oh, good defense in the center there. That's some idea of the power of that defensive trio in the paint. Dorsey. Wonderful roll around, Alton.
Absolutely. And great pass from Conlon to Dorsey. Dorsey that time was patient. Got the step inside. No weak side help for the Sheffield Sharks. Dorsey converts the easy shot.
Reinking defended by Handy. Good defensive play all the way there by Dorsey. Oh, traveling violation. Took more than 2 steps with the ball in that rhythm. Not allowed to do that without bouncing the ball. Have a look.
That doesn't look like a travel to me. That looks like a pretty good play. Mick Howell, they're calling a travel. He's closer than I was. That looks like a pretty good play to me.
Cawthorne setting the screen on high, allowing Reinking to move off. Myers on the near side. They'll try and get the ball to the weak side, which is Myers' position. Cawthorne. Ollie the rebounder. Handy. Picked up by Reinking. Foul on Reinking, I would think.
And I tell you, Don't blink, you'll miss a lot. Here's a good stutter step, good penetration. Foul right there. Reinking grabbing Phil Handy's hand. There it is. Here's the replay. There's the foul right on the left hand. Reinking with his first foul. Handy to the line for 2.
Another American, this young man, 6'1", one of the smallest men on the field. He's the number 2 highest point scorer in the team and the league's 9th best free shooter, but this fella's pretty useful from the free throw line too. The team's number 3 scorer scored 15 points in the semi-final and not doing badly here. Two halves of 20 minutes to newcomers to the game. 14:56 on the clock.
And if you're a Manchester fan, you gotta love the defensive intensity they're showing right now. They're containing Terrell Myers. They're forcing him to do some things he doesn't like to do, which is give the ball up. And they really are at defensive level at a pitch peak.
Oh, superb skill. The assist was there. Dorsey didn't quite get it, and the decision's gone the other way. Lovely pass, just flicked out of the way there by the hand of Todd Cawthorn.
Well, there it is. Good pass, good look by Handy. Dorsey just didn't get his hands on it when he needed to.
Sheffield called the first timeout. Chris Finch, let's have a listen to see what he says.
Okay? Get yourselves moving and screen. I don't want ball screen and ball screen and ball screen. I want screens away from the ball. All right? Why don't we take it in and attack the basket one time? Like we want something out of it. Okay? Move the ball, give it up early. This time let's go blue. Let's go blue for Nate. Let's go blue for Nate. Okay? Here we go. Let's go. Come on.
Well, certainly Alton on the offense is asking the Sheffield side to actually get something out of the offense. There are probably too many outside shots going in. They're not getting inside and penetrating and making full use of the possession they've got. Myers here, you're quite right. They're double teaming him every time he gets the ball.
Yeah, and I'm sure Nick Nurse wants to get the ball out of Terrell Myers' hands, make someone else beat him today other than Terrell Myers, knowing that he's got real bad nightmares of Terrell Myers in the first game of this season, nailing a jump shot to win the opening game of the season.
An important offense this for Sheffield because they haven't scored for 3 minutes and the Giants are on a 7-0 run, and that could be increased here.
Well, it could be increased, but turnovers, you know, if you're Manchester, you want to really settle down at this stage. They've had 3 turnovers in a row, and, you know, I think, again, there's nerves here. Then they are in a hurry to do things they really don't need to be in a hurry to do.
Myers defended by Conlon. Conlon slowing down the progress of the ball. Reinking there to help. Defended by Handy. And that outlet pass almost made it.
It certainly did, and one cannot fault the Manchester Giants for their defensive, certainly their defensive intensity. Here's the replay, and there's the Terrell Myers tips the ball out of bounds. Neither referee saw the play, so they'll jump it up.
We highlighted at the beginning the strength of the Manchester side rebounds. Well, Holly has 5 already.
That was a violation there on Sheffield. Sheffield player tapped the ball while it was on his way up. The jump ball situation, got to wait until the ball reaches its feet before you can tip the ball.
Conlon using Holly as a screen. Nothing called. Myers. 4 players back in defense. Now the rebound power once again in the hands of Manchester. Dorsey, defended by Scantlebury. Still man-to-man. Good play. The defender, Scantlebury, just dropped away just enough to allow him to turn. Watch this.
Absolutely. There's Dorsey making use of the matchup that he's got with Scantlebury, backing him down deep enough to get an easy shot.
Reinking defended by Handy. Scantlebury defended by Dorsey. Some wonderful matchups here. Hawthorne, the assist. Oh, well executed, wasn't it, on the far side? Scantlebury makes his mark.
Smart play by Todd Cawthorn. Good patience. Got to where he needed to get to, and then got the easy shot for Scantlebury.
I think this demonstrates the superb levels of fitness that these athletes are now obtaining, and I do mean athletes. They are absolutely superbly fit. The pace of this match is incredible. Well, Scantlebury had an open shot there. He probably will be very annoyed with himself for missing that one.
Well, it's almost a mirror image of the last play where he got an easy bank shot. Cawthorn under penetration, kicked it out to Scantlebury for the easy shot.
Substitutions coming as you watch this little situation. Scantlebury's leaving, so is Johnson.
Just kind of waiting for you to describe that athletically. You know, your specialty was that jump over the board there.
Well, another fine score. 13-11 now. It's closing in as we expected it would. Conlon slows it down. Holly rotates out, creates an open space, and wonderfully executed there. Wonderfully executed by Travis Conlon.
Great crossover dribble, beats Reinking to the basket, and has enough concentration to finish the play for the easy layup.
Tremendous disguise in that move. Myers. Well, interesting, the Sheffield shooting percentage is not as good as it ought to be, and the Manchester defense is playing its part well.
And Terrell Myers a little bit impatient that time. Not the shot he wanted to take.
Yes. Holly defending well and now attacking well. Shows how versatile he is from outside that arc.
Yeah, for a guy who leads the league in rebounding every year, he has great versatility. He can go inside, he can go outside. Tony Holly's showing his skills today.
Danny Craven coming on. Myers is taking a break on the Sheffield bench too, so there are 1 or 2 changes. Myers hasn't had a great start to the game, and I would think they want to sit this out for a little while. He won't be off for long, I wouldn't think.
No, he won't, and I think Chris Finch wants to give them a little bit of a different look. This Sheffield team is deep enough and smart enough that they'll show them some diversity here offensively.
Well, that's McKinney, who's substituted on just recently, along with Payne for the Sheffield side. McKinney has the reputation of being a three-point shooter. He was top of the league at the beginning of the season. He's in about 5th position for three-point shots at this stage. Oh, yes, 2. That's 2. And that's a very nice play by Todd Cawthorn. Captain needed that at this time. And look at the scoreline with 10:37 to go in the first half.
And this is a different Sheffield team. Chris Finch has shown them, is now going to his team, his better outside shooting team with McKinney, Michael Payne, and Reinking.
Big three-pointer from Tony Dorsey. And that, as it's going at the moment, the shooting percentage of Manchester is better than that of Sheffield. And that, according to the original statistic, shouldn't happen, but it is. Foul call.
And I'll tell you, both these coaches are playing chess right now. They're getting their best players 2 and 3 minutes rest as best they can, and then they're making their substitution. This is a great ball game.
Conlon and Holly leaving the court. Hairston has come on, the big fella, he'll be useful. Craven's on, he's a big one too. Lots of height for Manchester. He's 6 feet 10 and 18 stone is Craven. He'll add a little bit of height into that region close to the basket.
Often injured, but Danny Craven at one stage was the #1 center for the England team. Managed to get his knees together. Very, very talented young England player.
Well, I think that's a foul on Myers. I think it was a very weak call from here. I'm not sure what it was, actually. Chris Finch wasn't happy. Let's have a look.
Well, there was no foul called, but certainly they thought Phil Handy stepped out of bounds. which from standing here, it looks like he did step out of bounds. And he did. That's what Mick Howell called Phil Handy stepped out of bounds, and it's Sheffield ball.
So, Will Johnson initiates the play. Myers defended by Handy. Johnson. McKinney on the near side. Looking to get Baker's on now. Number 23 for Manchester, the captain. And he's certainly one of the best ball handlers and passers of the ball. And comes off the bench and gives them tremendous strength for Alton.
And I'll tell you what, Manchester's speed, their transition game will change dramatically with him on the floor.
Well, they have a 7-point advantage at this time.
There's a foul. Richard Wendell, a little bit too exuberant there. And there's a foul on the reach in.
Wendell leads. And on comes Todd Cawthorne in his place. There's Cawthorne. The defence is very tight. I have to say I'm very impressed by Sheffield's defence so far in this match.
Well, and I'll tell you what, that's the way it's going to be all day long. You know, both these teams like to get out, pressure the basketball, force teams into mistakes, and try and get into transition. Get turnovers, get easy baskets at the other end. It's going to be like this all afternoon.
Craven got the rebound. No foul called, 2 points.
And he has certainly from time to time exhibited great skills. He's English trained, not been to the United States, 6'10".
McKinney to Payne. Myers trying desperately to free himself, does so. Payne. Payne's a useful three-point shooter too, but opting for the inside, and once again Manchester. Oh, that was superb, Alton. That was a 4-point play in every sense. Basket missed, basket scored.
Good change of pace, good hang time by Mr. Hairston there to finish the play.
Two points and bonus shot.
Well, Manchester's defense has just changed the entire flow of this game, their defensive intensity. But I guarantee you this, Sheffield will make a run in this game. This game will go down to the wire.
Conlon. Baker looking to get the inside pass. Dorsey. Lovely fade away from Dorsey. Myers has been played out of the game so far. Hasn't made any impact at all. Johnson fouled surely by Craven on his way through.
And there's an awful lot of bodies in there. Good foul by Danny Craven because Will Johnson's not a very good foul shooter. But there's the foul. Johnson encouraging the contact. There's one foul. Smart play by Danny Craven. Doesn't give him a chance to make the basket and get the foul shot.
24-16, 7:54 to go to the half. Johnson, very secure from the free throw line, Will Johnson.
So much for my theory of him not being a great foul shooter.
Baker, defended by Reinking. Hairston. What a useful player Hairston is. The Sheffield defense tight once again. This little phase of defensive play, a little more successful. It needs to be. Conlon. Yes! Big three. Not much you can do about that. That was a brilliant shot.
Very patient by Roy Hairston to kick the ball back out to Travis Conlon, and Conlon nails the three-point shot.
Foul on the way in. Shots coming and substitutions coming as well. Phil Handy's coming back on. And Errol Seaman coming on, wearing the number 9 for Manchester. Craven leaves, Baker leaves. So Alton, the Manchester side, using their bench very well. They have a fair depth on that bench, and they're using them well.
Yeah, Manchester's an 8-deep team. They use it in a nice rotation. Nick Nurse tries to get his big guys rested, knowing that Sheffield are tending, and they're very smart. Chris Finch is very smart about how he uses his bench. Both these teams are going to want their best players on the floor at the end of each half.
Reinking. (27-20). Still absolutely neck and neck. Hairston. Oh, Hairston. What a wonderful shot by Hairston. Good control. He was under great defensive pressure, but he executed it so well. Myers still can't get that ball away. They have kept him outside so well because he is the significant factor on the Sheffield team. No question about that. And that will have helped him.
And he's really forcing his shots when he doesn't need to, but that's Terrell Myers. There's a tough shot he makes, gets the roll off the backboard, but he's forcing his shots unnecessarily.
Well, Hairston again. So he's making a considerable impact since he's been on. Myers gets 2 and will get bonus, I would think.
And you know, when you watch Terrell Myers play, you watch him drive the ball to the basket, change of pace there, draws the contact, concentration. There it is. He shakes Travis Conlon and finishes the play, giving the basket and a foul shot.
But he's having to work so hard to get inside, though. That defensive triangle, there was a 4-on-1 situation in defense there. Very solid from Manchester, putting real pressure on all the way. It's almost forcing Sheffield to shoot from the outside, and they've not been that successful so far from the outside. So the vibes are with Manchester at the moment.
And Manchester's just shot the ball so very, very well in this first 14 minutes.
6 minutes to go to the end of this first half. 31-25, and substitutions, and there's a timeout, I think, and it's Manchester timeout. It is indeed. Sheffield have a little bit more of a problem. They've got a 6-point deficit. Manchester have played so well so far. This is a better side than we've seen before. The coach boasted that. Now let's hear what he's got to say.
Let's go 1 out here. 1 out on the OB, okay? Phil, Holly, you go up here with Travis. Errol, you stay here, okay? Who's taking it out? Roy? Take it out, Roy. Okay? Screen, Travis, let's play screen and roll. But listen, the reason I took the time out is, let's move the ball a little bit, okay? Move the ball, pop it around a little bit. Keep moving and make them work. All right, let's go, let's go. 1 out here, 1, 2, 3, 2.
Well, if you keep moving the ball about, it means that the defense has to move, gaps and spaces open up, and you can penetrate, and that is the sort of message that he's getting into this side, although, quite frankly, they're not doing too badly at the moment.
No, they're not. They're shooting the ball well, and to be honest, Nick Nurse took that time out to give his team a rest. As simple as that. And he really wants to try and he's going to get Tony Dorsey back in the game very soon. And you kind of get the sense that Sheffield are right in the game where they're supposed to be. This one's going to go down to the wire, as we said.
Well, that was a very useful rebound indeed by Will Johnson. A valuable one, too. Lovely play, lovely assist. Marvellous assist that time.
Nate Reinking on the penetration here. He draws Errol Seaman, he draws Holly, he finds Cawthorn for the easy basket. Couldn't do it any better as a point guard.
Still tight one-on-one, the defensive strategy. Inside again, Cawthorn is there. Travelling violation awarded. Well, this is evening it up a little bit now. Just, 4 points in it. 5:29 to go.
Roy Hairston has been showing us great offensive skills that time. He should have kicked the ball back out and repositioned himself. Didn't do so, got called for a traveling violation.
Reinking, Cawthorne. Myers defended by Handy. Johnson in the middle. Oh, there's a foul surely against Handy. He used his body against Myers that time.
Well, he said he didn't. Terrell Myers baited him into it. Myers a very smart offensive player when he's patient. There it is. And there's the right hand, and there's the foul on Phil Handy. And 100% of situations like that, the foul's going to go against the defense.
Well, each of these teams has had a phase of play where they've really been in the ascendancy, and just for the moment, Sheffield are on the track back. If Myers can compose himself and can hit just one or two of his shots like that, or even that, then life will improve.
I like the way you did that, Stuart. There's Myers on the miss. Nobody gets a body on Cawthorne. Cawthorne tips the ball in.
Oh, yes. A sigh of relief. Dorsey, 11 points on that.
And someone's got to tell Pete Scantlebury you want to get him away from the middle of the floor, send him to the baseline.
Cawthorne defended very tightly by Hairston. Oh, and Johnson's inside. All of a sudden, the Manchester defense is opening up just slightly. It's been a very fast pace, Alton, and they surely can't keep that up, and there are going to be more gaps opening up.
And that play was made by Peter Scantlebury, had the presence of mind to tip the ball to Will Johnson, but Roy Hairston putting on a little bit of a show today. Hairston, great offensive skills. There he nails the three. We've seen him go to the basket, and Hairston, so far, the best player in the game.
There's a foul off the ball. It looks as though it's against Johnson, Will Johnson, which will give the luxury of possession to Manchester with 4 minutes to go, 36-31. And here's, oh, look at that, that's Dorsey pushing away. Not sure what happened there.
It's an illegal screen by Will Johnson. He wasn't set when he set the screen and got called for a foul. And for those of you that think it's non-contact, there blows all of your illusions on that one play.
Dorsey, Conlon defended by Myers very tightly, responding to every flinch. Cawthorne, the rebounder, slows it down. Myers, 3:36 to go in the first half, 36-31 the score. Conlon putting pressure on Myers, it worked. Cawthorne again. Reinking, left-hander shot. Won't happen, and Sheffield have lost. They really will be upset with themselves. They didn't get the two, they've lost possession.
But I'll tell you what, they are killing Manchester on the offensive board. The last 4 times down the floor, Sheffield's gotten at least an extra shot, an offensive rebound, and Manchester's got to do a better job boxing out on the defensive end of the floor.
Hairston. Holly. Hairston. Hairston's been a big influence in this first half. Dorsey. Fade, a beautiful fade. Cawthorne again. Now Cawthorne's actually making his presence felt in there. He's taking 1 or 2 rebounds now. And the Sheffield defense working a little bit better. At times it's been terrific, but at other times it's lapsed. Scantlebury gets 3.
And I'll tell you, the big guys are starting to show up now. Great pass by Cawthorne. Great shot by Peter Scantlebury. He will be there at the end of the game, Peter Scantlebury.
Handy. Rushed shots from Manchester for the moment. Just a slight loss of composure. Dorsey slows it down just a little, and that is a very nice piece of play.
Great play by Dorsey, and Sheffield let Peter Scantlebury down. He did what he was supposed to do. Johnson and Cawthorne were not there to help out Pete Scantlebury. Dorsey gets an easy layup.
Reinking, and the Handy trying to force the pass early on. Foul there, I would think, on Scantlebury, against Scantlebury. Was it Holly? Yes, it was, I think. Holly gets the foul. Scantlebury gets the advantage. There it is.
No question about it. There's a foul on Tony Holly, and Dorsey got away with an early foul.
Manchester timeout again, and I'm not surprised, really. I think, Alton, there's a little bit of lack of composure, just for the moment, on the part of the team as a whole. And Dorsey just slowed it down and got them back in there, but the coach needs to have a word.
First of all, we got to guard the OB coming out, okay? Make sure you're ready to go. They might put a wrinkle in here in the timeout. Just be sharp and help each other. Listen now. Goddamn, we're making a miss, gentlemen. Okay? It's all, we got rebound. That's everybody, all 5. It's not yours or yours or yours. It's all 5 of us. Yep. Okay? That's it. Okay? Good job. It's a nice little push here. 2 minutes. We got a little rest here, so let's get after them. Let's go. Get a stop here. Team, 1, 2, 3, team.
Now Nick Nurse telling the whole secret of the tape. The way Sheffield got back in this game was at the offensive end of the floor on the offensive backboard. And he's saying, everybody, you've got to rebound. We're making them miss, but you got to rebound. You got to make sure there are no second shots.
Certainly Manchester's defensive rebounding capability has already been proven, but offensively, in the offensive rebound department, has just lacked a little, and it's allowed Cawthorne and co to get inside and do some damage.
Absolutely. And if you're Chris Finch, you're happy with the way this game's gone. The way Manchester shot the ball early, you would have thought that this was Manchester's home court and not Sheffield. But it's balanced out. Sheffield, their inside players, Cawthorne, Johnson, Scantlebury have gone to the offensive boards, and they're now in the game really where they want to be. 1:58 left to go. And this is going to be a great game.
Myers gets the big 3. That's what Sheffield need from this man, and that's what they've got. Top scorer in the league, and that's the reason why.
No question, they got him open, and he's one of the best catch and shoot players this country's ever seen. Terrell Myers is.
1 point separates the sides. 1:34 to go in the first half. An important defensive play now by Sheffield. Dorsey again. Cawthorne gets the defensive rebound. All the lanes are filled. Scantlebury. Myers tripped. Oh, that's going down. That's unlucky, actually, against Conlon. There was no intent there at all, and Myers just fell. Have a look.
Well, there it is. It was accidental. Travis Conlon would not trip a player. We know that, but Roger Hairston saw it differently and felt like he had to call a foul there.
Just a little bit of perspiration being wiped from the court. These are big men, easily slip on this portable court. The court is brought in at the start of the tournament, dismantled at the end of it. Now Myers, can he tie the game? 38 points each, 1 minute and 19 to go. And I have to say, Alton, that if I was the coach of Sheffield, I'd be quite pleased with this situation, because his team have not been firing on 4 cylinders throughout this first half, and I think that Manchester have played really very well. So, an interesting one, wasn't it, in the second half?
Yeah, there's no question. You're Chris Finch, you're pretty happy with the way the game's gone. Defensively, they've become more physical, and offensively, they've played much smarter.
Dorsey. High percentage play, going inside, a little rotation, 2 points.
Good balance there, Dorsey, good concentration to finish the play.
If you leave Dorsey one-on-one, he's going to beat you. Myers, defended by Handy again. Well, Johnson, travelling violation against Johnson. The possession goes to Manchester.
Good defense there by Tony Holly that time. Forced Will Johnson to turn the ball over on a travel.
32 seconds. Hairston. Defended by Cawthorne. Cawthorne fronting him, trying to keep him away. No need, 2 points.
And every time he goes to the middle of the floor, he scores. There it is on the fadeaway. Tough shot by Tony Dorsey.
Reinking, Myers looking to get that shot away. The response coming very quickly from Conlon. The clock ticking away. And that's it at the half. It's 42 to Manchester, 39 to Sheffield. And that really is a true reflection of the game. It fluctuated one way then the other. Certainly Manchester had the defensive edge at most of the first half, certainly the defensive boards, a little bit lacking on the offensive boards. Sheffield for a moment upped their defence by a huge margin and got their reward and got back again into this match. And look at that, it's just a three-pointer, and we thought it would be close, but really Sheffield now must be feeling very, very good indeed. Well, Bob Ballard's caught side with Nick Nurse, coach to Manchester. They've got a slim advantage. Let's hear what he's got to say.
I'm with Nick Nurse. Nick, it started off so well. What happened at the end? Oh, it's a great game. It's a game of runs. Two teams, you know, heavyweights like we are. We're going to make our run, which we did, and they answered back. But I'm glad we kind of held them off here at the end of the half. I thought we were playing really good, solid defense. But we did okay. I'm happy going in. If you'd asked me about going up 3.5 before the game, I'd have said yes, thank you very much. And you obviously had a very good game plan on Terrell Myers, and that worked for about 15 minutes into that half? Yeah, it worked pretty good. I mean, we're working hard. We're just trying to play good, solid team defense, no tricks. We're just trying to guard them the best we can. All right, Nick, good luck. Thank you.
Well, we're just in time now for the start of this second half. The score 42-39. The crowd absolutely enthralled by this. It's been a remarkable piece of play. And incidentally, Alton Bird and I were just looking at the statistics at half-time to note that the Sheffield Sharks won the rebound battle overall, 18-16 with the Giants. And at the end of the day, it was not like that for most part of that half. Towards the latter stages, the Sharks came back, and that's what turned it. They got 7 offensive rebounds as well, Alton. So very, very interesting, isn't it?
And second chance shots are what got Sheffield in the game. Manchester shot the ball very, very well, got in transition, got the ball to Tony Dorsey, who had 17 in the first half. But I guarantee you that it's a three-point game right now, and if this is a larger margin than 3 points, I'd be very, very surprised. Both these teams very well balanced.
Well, Chris Finch goes into this half 3 points down, his team 3 points down at 42-39. Dorsey, incidentally, for the Giants, 17 points, the top scorer in the game overall, wearing the number 6 of Manchester. And certainly Holly, with 8 rebounds, was the top rebounder. Wilbur Johnson for the Sheffield Sharks with 7 rebounds, 4 offensive and 3 defensive. But Myers, despite his difficulties, had 12 points in that first half. So that's how the scene is set then for the start of this second. There's just 1 point between them. Scantlebury. Reinking. Handy trying to slow him down. Cawthorne had a good half. He was the man responsible for the resurgence of the Sheffield defence.
He certainly was, and certainly when Todd Cawthorne got aggressive at the offensive end, Sheffield got right back in the ballgame.
Handy, Conlon and Handy out in the guard position. Dorsey again. Look at the way that he creeps in. Holly has it. Can't quite contain it, as you saw, and Sheffield have a respite.
Well, good defensive series at times. Scantlebury got Dorsey to go to the baseline. Got help from Wilbur Johnson. Dorsey took a bad shot at the side of the backboard. Sheffield ball.
Oh, that was a super shot. Super shot.
Nate Reinking, one of the league's best players offensively. There's the foul. Great concentration by Reinking. The basket and a foul shot. Foul on Phil Handy.
Well, he ranks as the league's 9th best free shooter. He's pretty useful. Second highest point scorer in the team is Reinking. And he's had a good match so far.
He's a terrific little player, Nate Reinking. Left-handed, which if you're playing basketball, you do everything back to front as a left-hander, but a great player, good with the basketball, and makes good decisions.
Big outside shot for 3 more. And these teams, look at this. Beautiful outside shot there from the number 12, Bill Handy. Scantlebury well defended there by Hairston. Oh, well played by that number 12, Rankin again. We've mentioned him twice, and he's playing so well. All round back door, takes the left-hand shot over his defender.
He is definitely going to work at the offensive end, Nate Reinking. That foul there on Will Johnson. Sheffield up 1 point, but you know, almost certainly Nate Reinking is taking the roll on from Terrell Myers at the offensive end for Sheffield.
Holly finds himself on the free throw line here. Let's have a look. There's the defender, Johnson, illegally defending. Holly, such an important part of this team. The team's #1 defensive player, the #1 offensive rebounder. He's averaging 10 points a game throughout the league. Very useful. He's such a big, solid citizen. "46 points each." Handy. Cawthorne takes an important rebound. The outlet pass to Rankin. It's 3 on 2. Yes, Scantlebury. This is a very good phase for Sheffield. I just wonder whether Manchester will need to take a timeout even at this early stage to sort things out, because Manchester in full Sheffield are in full swing.
No question, and Nate Reinking has been the catalyst for the whole thing. There's a good defensive play by Scantlebury again, but Nate Reinking, the key to this second half so far with penetration and scoring and distribution of the ball.
Well, Chris Finch must be a little happier now. 48 to 46. Cawthorne. Myers. Myers under real pressure from Conlon. Cawthorne. Johnson. Oh, well checked. Brilliant play by Hairston. Read that well. Rankin again. Defended very tightly by Handy. Cawthorne. Oh, Cawthorne, big man he is. He's showing some real versatility, hitting from 3-point range.
And he's been doing that for a long time. TC, as he's affectionately known, steps inside and out, and he's just right for this league. 6'8", plays inside and outside.
Myers, oh, and Myers it's stolen from him. Conlon, foul against Cawthorne this time.
There you saw a situation where former teammates read each other real well. Travis Conlon makes the steal. There's the foul on Cawthorne to stop the penetration. But Conlon stole the ball from Myers, knew exactly what Myers was going to do in the transition.
Dorsey, oh, how well Dorsey's managed to penetrate. He's rotated off the screens, found his space, and executed so well.
That's right, he did, and Manchester executed a great inbounds play to get him an easy shot.
Cawthorne defended very tightly by Hairston. Hairston recognized the danger, tied him down. Oh yes, Dorsey again. Well, Dorsey's certainly the game's top scorer, but he's having a very important part to play here. He's re-establishing the confidence of a Manchester side that really was on the rack for the first minute or so of the second half.
Absolutely, and a great finish by Tony Dorsey.
We've still got 15 minutes and 11 seconds to go, and Dorsey's hit 21 points.
And I tell you what, Nate Reinking is taking this game to the Manchester Giants. He's doing a great job, made a terrific shot that last time going to the basket.
I'm not surprised it slowed down just for the moment. Hairston defended by Cawthorne. Dorsey, what a game he's having. Handy. defended by Reinking on the far side. Still one-on-one. Hairston unable to contain that.
Did all the work getting the ball, just didn't finish the play. The ball slipped out of his hand, and it'll go to Sheffield.
Well, let me just remind you that Sheffield here have won this title twice before. They're the defending champions. Manchester have never won this championship. They've met once this season. Manchester won that. That was the very first game of this 99-2000 season. 7 points the difference. Foul there.
Well, there's the foul. Terrell Myers basically saying to Tony Dorsey, you will not go past this gate without some contact.
Well, Myers is having a break. McKinney comes on for him. Baker is on court now. The guard, there he is. He has possession now. Fast and furious, penetrates well. Lovely confidence from that inside play, and that's a travelling violation. Changed his pivot foot, I think.
He certainly did, and a great defensive job by Will Johnson. Got him under the basket. Hairston had nowhere to go but to change pivot foot and go out the other side. Got called for traveling that time.
Reinking, Conlon trying to slow him down, trying to make him pass the ball early so that it's much more easy to defend later on. McKinney. .13:56 to go in this final. 53-52, Sheffield over Manchester. Foul called.
That foul on Nate Reinking. There's the penetration, there's the reach. There's the foul on Nate Reinking, number 12. Travis Conlon being aggressive at the offensive end.
There's not a lot of space inside, you know. They're covering the paint, so-called. That's the blue area. Very, very well, these big men. It's very difficult to penetrate and get inside.
And there's an example that there will be no layups without some kind of contesting by both teams inside. Will Johnson doing a great job defensively at that end.
Scantlebury. He's been around for some years, hasn't he? Peter Scantlebury. Hawthorne defended by Hairston, very tight. Reinking has it, there's a space. Holly, what a wonderful outlet pass, it's 2-on-2. Dorsey, rushed it a bit, nothing called. Two points given, and bonus, defensive foul.
And I'll tell you what, if you're looking for the referees to bail you out of this one, it's not going to happen. This is going to be a man's game today. Have a look. Scantlebury goes to the rim, draws the foul. Mick Howell called it a defensive foul. Scantlebury gets the basket and the free throw. The foul was on Tony Holly.
Well, this is Danny Craven coming back. That gives them a 6'10", 18-stone fella inside. Now then, Scantlebury. Born in Camberwell in London, educated in America at North Carolina, and scores another very welcome point. 1 point scored from each of the free shots, 2 normally from the field. Unless you're shooting from outside that arc, then it's 3. Conlon, Dorsey, Myers gets it. Scantlebury was there, the pass didn't come. Windle's back on for the Sheffield team. Oh, I say, 3 more.
No question about it. Good balance. Todd Cawthorn with the easy jump shot.
Timeout to Manchester. And remember, 2 timeouts allowed for each team in the first half, 3 for each team in the second half. That's a very important statistic for these coaches. They will need to use the timeouts for tactical reasons, and Alton also, the pace of this game is such that we'll see them using them for breathers as well if they have that luxury.
Hey, let's, Travis, Roy, you bring it, let's run fast. Okay? Let's run fast.
Fellas, man, you know what's happening to us offensively, so we just got to step it up and play aggressive and take it. We know we ain't getting the ball, so instead of just like, you know, wait to get hit, waiting for a whistle, take it up there, so if we don't get the end one, just get back and play. That's all we got to do.
Let's go, rebound. Let's go, team. 1, 2, 3, team.
Andrea Lane, the assistant coach, the Manchester Giants, adding his information. The Sharks on a 7-0 run so far, the Sheffield Sharks. He will not have escaped the coach, Nick Nurse, and that's one of the reasons why he took the timeout. He'll need to stem that. And actually, when you do call a timeout, Alton, sometimes it does stop the rhythm of the offensive team and can help you enormously.
Absolutely. And I think what Andre said was a very good point. You know, Manchester have gotten, they're waiting for the referees to bail them out at the offensive end. It's not going to happen. You've got to go and finish the play, put the ball in the basket, and just make things happen so that you're not relying on the referee to bail you out.
Foul, and that's a foul against Mike Payne. Just pushing his opponent, stood behind him, pushed him off.
And that's where the timeout worked. There they got a call from Mick Howell, and certainly Nick Nurse's bone of contention this afternoon has been with Mick Howell, certainly not with Roger Harrison.
Conlon finds the space. It was checked. It looked as though it was on the ball, but clearly not the case. A foul has been given. He'll get 2 shots for that.
Well, here's the replay. Conlon on the crossover. There's the foul on the right hand. Terrell Myers with the foul against his old teammate, Travis Conlon. These two were the 2 best, or I should say the best backcourt in the country last year. Conlon with Sheffield last season.
Conlon educated at Michigan University in the United States. Made his first appearance in the United Kingdom in 1991, incidentally, for the Bury Lobos. Won league winner titles in the past with the Thames Valley Tigers. He's been around a little bit. There's so much experience out on that court. 58 to Sheffield, 54 Manchester. Myers has it. Defended by Conlon. Still tight man-to-man the defense. Cawthorne, Windle. Oh, he's hit the big 3. The big man's hit 3.
And I think Chris Finch is really smiling right now. When Richard Windle makes a 3-point shot, not that he can't make them, but that's not what he's in the game to do. You know you're going to have a good afternoon.
Conlon. And this is a difficult phase for Manchester now. There's a foul being called again. And I would think, now is it against Travis Conlon? I would think it is. He held on to his man and the ball on.
Oh, no question. I think there was an effort there to start dancing with Todd Cawthorne. Didn't quite work. Conlon with the foul.
61-54, and Manchester just in a little bit of trouble. And when you look at Nick Nurse, he's looking a little agitated. He's wandering, moving around in the area allocated to him. He's looking pensive here, but he often gets up and paces around. He's got a few problems here. This is an important defensive role. And now we've got another foul. Off the ball this time.
Well, a foul there on Travis Conlon. That's his 4th foul. And he will sit down for a little while now. I don't think Nick Nurse can afford to keep him off the floor for too long.
Hawthorne. Scantlebury. Looking to pass the ball to create the space. Myers went down the baseline. Oh, wonderful support play. Scantlebury follows in and executes, sweeps it off the backboard. What's off the ring? Watch this.
Watch the old man get off the floor. Peter Scantlebury, 37 years of age, still got some lift in those legs, getting to the rim to chip that one in.
That's an important play. And certainly Dorsey's been quiet for the last 3 or 4 minutes, Alton. They've certainly played him down a little, and that's an important factor because he'd scored 21 points some time ago, and he's no longer scoring until then.
Well, you know, you can attribute that certainly to Peter Scantlebury. Great defense by Ronnie Baker there.
That's called against Cawthorn.
And I'll tell you, this game has stepped up the pace in terms of intensity. There's the foul on Cawthorn. Great defense by Ronnie Baker to get them in transition. Dorsey will go to the line for 2.
Windle coming back. Cawthorn leaving for the Sheffield team. Now, Mr. Dorsey, what can you do? See, these are the things that can change the tenor of a game. The odd missed free shot, you lose a little bit of confidence, you then take a rushed offense and you're in trouble. Yeah. 2 points given away there, and the rebound and possession, so it's almost a 4-point playoff.
Absolutely. And, you know, it's funny, my old coach Kevin Cahill said, if you can make your layups and foul shots, you'll win most games. You want to make sure, though, that those foul shots don't come back to haunt you.
Well, Myers had his difficulties early on in the game. Lovely pass. And he couldn't get there, and he took it so beautifully.
And nobody is better in British basketball than Terrell Myers at the catch and shoot.
That's an offensive foul, I think, against Handy. I think. It is.
Well, he got away with the offensive foul there. That one was not an offensive foul. The first one was. The second one was not an offensive foul. But what do we know, Stuart?
It's easy from here. Well, let's take breath. 9:55 to go to decide who will win this championship, this Sainsbury's Classic Cola National Cup Championship. It's been a marvellous encounter of the first kind so far. Windle. Dorsey defending Windle. 2 big men. Baker. Scantlebury. There's an air of confidence in this Sheffield team now. Oh, what a wonderful assist. Beautiful play. Biggest lead of the game now, 67-56.
And if you love basketball, that's as simple as it gets. A backdoor play, Richard Wendell with a big 3 and a great pass there, and a solid defensive presence for Sheffield.
Well anticipated by Rankin. He saw that coming, gave them a potential of a pass, and that was a very, very welcome shot from Dorsey again. The only problem for Manchester is Dorsey's the only one doing the damage at the moment. They need to spread it.
Absolutely, and that's what happens, you know, you rely so much on one player that people start to stop and watch him play. They're watching Tony Dorsey right now at Manchester's end offensively.
Rankin defended by Baker. Oh, and that's another one. 2 points just inside that 3-point arc. Oh, I say, this is a marvellous phase of play by the Sheffield Sharks. The defending champions, this will be their 3rd championship under this man, Chris Finch. What a coach he's proved himself to be.
Play, come on, baby. Just play. Just
Ranking.
Play.
Myers. I honestly believe that Manchester need another timeout shortly just to sort this out, because they're looking a little ragged off.
Manchester's gone to a zone defense to try and make sure that they get some rest at the defensive end.
The only problem is, Alton, that Sheffield's expertise is in outside shooting in the main. They can hit from outside.
They certainly can, but, you know, Manchester's going to have a run here. They are going to make a run in the next 3 or 4 minutes. The question is whether Sheffield can keep Terrell Myers on the floor. That was his 4th foul.
Windle leads. Cawthorn comes back for Sheffield, and Windle played a magnificent part in that. Myers takes a rest for the moment. That's quite useful. On comes Mike Payne, and he's a useful shooter too, so they've lost one shooter, they've gained another. And on the free throw line is Roy Hairston, 16.5 stone, 6'7". Hasn't made a great impact thus far, had his moments in this match, but has gone quiet. And Sheffield, with a new air of confidence, have really moved the ball around well. And they must be getting tired out there, Alton.
Well, I'm sure they are, and I'm sure Chris Finch, the coach of Sheffield, is going to want to keep fresh legs out there. Manchester still in the zone.
The zone defense marking the space rather than the man, finally closing down as the man as he penetrates inside like that, only to no effect. What a wonderful left-hand movement from Reinking again. 2 more, swept around the defense.
And I got to tell you, good patience there by Nate Reinking. If people didn't know he was a good player, he certainly is showing up today. He and Richard Wendell have been 2 great contributors to Sheffield.
Surely Manchester aren't going to let this slip away again. They've never won this title. It's an amazing series. They're such a good side, and yet they just cannot seem to win. It's not over yet, though. Having said that, there's only 7 points between them. That's a couple of 3-pointers and a free throw, so it's anybody's match still. Reinking 4 points in the first half, 13 in the second, so he's much more of an influential factor. Baker.
Well, there's the replay. Ian McKinney, the top 3-point shooter in British basketball, nails a 3 there.
Baker. Dorsey getting a little frustrated there now. And an interesting matchup, McKinney and Dorsey having a little go at each other there. McKinney saying Dorsey's using his elbow, and he was actually.
There's no question about it, but Ian McKinney didn't have to reach. The tempo of this game is in Sheffield's favor. They are, at this stage, defensively really stepped up the pressure. They've cut off certainly second chance shots for Manchester, and at the offensive end, this has been the Nate Reinking show in this half.
Substitution, Hairston left, and Errol Seaman, the number 9 for Manchester, has come on. He's nearest to us. And these free throws, absolutely vital.
Tony Dorsey missed his last 3 foul shots. Make that 4.
Johnson actually was the best rebounder that Sheffield had in the first half. He actually was very much a part of their coming back into this match. That's got to be a foul, I think, against Handy. Yes, it is.
Well, there it is. There's the foul. No question. Phil Handy there making contact with Nate Reinking.
4 fouls on the number 12 there, Phil Handy. And just to remind newcomers to the game, on the 5th foul, you're out of the game. Cawthorne, defended by Holly. Good play by Manchester. Dorsey's in, fouled on the way in, and it's a deliberate foul, an intentional foul.
Now, to my mind, that's a bad call. Here's the play. That looks like a pretty good play to me, but Mick Howell there awarding 2 shots and possession for what seemed to be an intentional foul. I'm not sure whether it was for stealing the ball or actually pushing him in the back, but from where we're standing, looked like a pretty good play to me.
10 points, the difference between these sides, 6:38 to go. It can still close down. If Dorsey can just start hitting these free throws. They'll wait for the second shot, then they'll wait to take the possession at halfway. There we have it. And the halfway possession now going. Dorsey. This the result of the intentional foul adjudged. Baker, defended by McKinney. Holly, man-to-man, one-on-one, tight defense. No one given any room to move at all. Cawthorne marking the paint inside, the big man. 2 good points.
And I'll tell you, every time Tony Dorsey gets to the middle of the floor, he scores.
And that takes him to 31 points, Alton. That's a very fine performance.
Now Nate Reinking got away with a foul there. No question. He just pushed Phil Handy under the basket with his left arm. Got away with it, but he finished the play anyway.
Holly. Dorsey again. Defended by Payne this time. They're all trying to stop him. Cawthorne, brilliant defensive play. His treble team, the outlet pass finally made. Tremendous pressure coming there from Manchester. Fouled on the way in. Johnson will have some shots.
Well, no question Johnson will get shots. Here's the play. Great pass by Cawthorne. And Dorsey goes after the ball along with Errol Seaman. There's the foul. And I think Sheffield are asking why that's not an intentional foul on Tony Dorsey.
Well, Manchester have got the timeout. They've got the problem. Now, what can Nick Nurse do about it?
You got Reinking, okay? You're okay there on Reinking. Check it out. Okay, listen. You bring it too, Roy, okay? You bring the ball, just run fist, okay? Hey, run it both ways, too, okay? Holly, don't be afraid to go to Holly's side here. Somebody's got to step up and play offense other than Tony, okay? You know what I'm saying? Step up, fucking take some shots and make some plays. Still got lots of time here. Okay, let's get back in this thing. Let's go. 1, 2, 3.
Comments made in the heat of the moment. We apologise for that, but Nick Nurse has got major problems, and I think you got the feeling that he had from that comment. 76-68, Sheffield over Manchester. 5:31 to go. Sheffield, who were under the cosh for the first part of the first half, came through with a fine rebound and defensive display at the end of the first half, went in and took Manchester apart for the first part of the second half, and then, well, they've sustained that barrage and they have the advantage. Certainly only one man on the Manchester side has made an offensive impact in terms of scoring. That's Dorsey with 31 points. So really, defensively, Alton, that's the way teams like it, because they only got one guy to look at.
Well, you're absolutely right, and if you're Sheffield, you want the ball in Tony Dorsey's hands every time. You can bring the defense to him, you can double team him, you can make things happen, and certainly everybody else can go to the defensive board.
Dorsey, Hairston back on, indeed. Holly rotating, trying to get free, gets it. Zoned up, the Sheffield team have zoned up as well there. Good rebound, Reinking.
Well, they had 2 shots at the basket, and in both instances they weren't great shots.
McKinney. Johnson under real pressure from Holly. Holly have to watch it. Oh, it's not Holly, in fact it's the number 9, Seaman. And here goes Cawthorne. Cawthorne, a brilliant play. Todd Cawthorne, the captain, plays his captain's role. Look at this.
Great turnaround shot. Great turnaround shot by Cawthorne, and a big shot for this game. It's an 11-point deficit.
Holly gets inside now. Was he in the act of shooting? The foul goes against, I think it's against Scantlebury, I think. It's 2 points for Holly, and he desperately needs to get them. Desperately needs to get them. Conlon comes on, and Seaman, Errol Seaman, 6'4" and 17.5 stone, leads. So, just for the moment, 4:21 to go on the official clock. 79-68 to go to see who will take this title. The Sharks, the defending champions. Holly, Tony Holly, what a good player he is, needs now to demonstrate that fact. Chris Finch, a little look up at the scoreboard high above the court. 1 out of 2. The free throws from the Manchester side have been poor, I have to say that.
No question, and you know, it goes back to the simple rules of this basketball game. Make your foul shots, make your layups, all right, and make sure that at the defensive end, you stop them from getting second shots. And Manchester's done none of those so far.
Nothing called, nothing called. Well, you said it was physical, this, Alton. We've got a jump ball, a held ball in that situation. They'll move to the nearest restraining circle, that red circle in the distance there, and they'll jump the ball. It was a held ball, but I have to say that when the rule book says no contact...
I tell you, Cawthorn went to the basket with some aggression there.
It's 10 points, the difference. Manchester desperate for this one. Hairston looking to get the high percentage shot inside. Oh! Well swept up, and who is it? Who other than Dorsey again? He's everywhere.
He's going to have to be for the last 3 minutes of this game. There's the rebound. Dorsey gets the ball from Scantlebury, finishes the play.
Reinking doesn't get it this time. Dorsey not only scoring at the other end and rebounding there. What an outlet pass indeed. Hairston. They've all got time to get back now. Holly shuffling for position in the centre in that very difficult paint area. Hairston gets inside. Conlon tries. Conlon again. 2 points. There's a pile of players. It's an unbelievable finish for this game. It really is. 3:10 to go. 8 points the difference, and everybody on the floor.
There's the replay. Hairston doesn't get called for the foul. Conlon finishes that one, misses the first one, gets the foul on Reinking, gets the basket and a foul shot. And as we said, Stuart, this one will go down to the wire.
Chris Finch has called the timeout. Coach to Sheffield.
The big guys got to post up. They're not posting up.
Well, Will's posting all the time, but Todd's not. Listen, okay. Hey, we're okay. We just think this is a chance to get a little bit of breather to finish strong. Okay? We've given up some offensive rebounds the last 2 times. We haven't done that all game. We have not done that all game. Okay? We have got to find people. Okay? We have got to find people. Down here on offense, we're still in the open offense, okay? Listen, we got Will posted. We ain't catching it. Look in there. If you can't get it to him, look for the high post, pack him back. It's open. We need to get a quicker reversal. All right, then screen up, and Todd, we get you posted too. Okay? Box out on these free throws. Come on now. Hey, let's play perfect now. Let's play perfect, all right? No missed free throws, no turnovers. Okay, no offensive rebounds. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, shot.
Well, the most emphatic of rebounds there. 6 points of timeouts there, I should say. 6 points the difference. 3:10 to go, and that is a margin that can be closed.
There's an awful lot of time in this basketball game for Manchester to come back and win. 2 things they've got to do. 1, make your foul shots, and 2, stop Sheffield from getting offensive rebounds. You do those 2 things, believe me, they'll be right back in the game with a chance to win.
I think when Manchester look at the statistics, they will be disappointed in the rebound balance, because that is their great strength, as we've said several times before. But all of a sudden, Sheffield have demonstrated that they can do it too when it matters.
Well, I'd love to see how many free throws Manchester's missed, because this is a 6-point game, and I'd be willing to bet they've missed more than 6 free throws.
Cawthorn looking inside, beautiful assist. Nothing called again, nothing called. Reinking has it. This is a tough encounter. Slows it down, Reinking. Looks for the pass. Scantlebury. Defended very, very tightly by Conlon. Reinking again. Pass is difficult to find. Man-to-man, once again the defense. Switch back again, Reinking. Oh, that was a tough play, and that was a very important play, and Will Johnson knows it.
Not only do they know it, it goes back to what I said to you earlier, Stuart. Keep them off the offensive boards. There's Sheffield again. The last 2 times they had the ball, offensive rebounds. Johnson scores it, give him a basket and a foul shot.
You could say that the referees have allowed this game to flow. There's been more contact than I've seen from some time, and the players have enjoyed and relished the conflict and the contest. The Manchester Giants, the point you were making on the Manchester Giants free throws, 10 from 18.
That's the difference. Those 2 points will give 2 points to Hairston, one free throw for the bonus. So 10 from 18 free shots for the Giants. Sharks 12 from 14, so there's the difference again. That's a lot of points gone missing. That's 8 points gone missing. And that's more than the difference between these sides, Alton, the point you were making.
That's a great point, Stuart, you know. And here's the thing, Sheffield then comes down, and they let Manchester get to the offensive board. Another missed foul shot.
Got one shot again. Must have been a foot on the line or a player entering the paint early, giving them a second opportunity. Yes. It's 81-76, just 5 points. It can still be done. Full court press on now. Double team Reinking. Reinking is under real pressure. Myers. But once the full court press breaks down, there are an awful lot of spaces at the other end.
Well, I'm pretty sure Nick Nurse just wanted to show Sheffield something a little bit different.
Myers, the big one. Myers.
And that play was made by Scantlebury on the penetration, finds Terrell Myers, and he nails the deuce.
Big shot, and the rebound goes against them again, and there's a foul. No, is there a foul? No foul. It's just out of bounds. The referee's letting that one go.
And I don't understand that call either. You know, Mick Howe, you either call a foul or Todd Cawthorn's out of bounds. But he didn't either. He just gave Sheffield the ball. Here's the play. Cawthorn was out of bounds, no questions about it.
Foul against Conlon. He had to take his man out. And is that 5 fouls against Conlon? He's gone. 5 fouls. The captain has left the game. And the Sheffield supporters not being too encouraging to him.
Well, he's a former Sheffield player, won the trophy last year, won the National Cup with Sheffield, fouls out on that play after hammering Will Johnson.
Ronnie Baker waiting to come back on from the bench.
Well, the rule is, Stuart, you've got 60 seconds to make a substitution after a player fouls out. And I'm pretty sure Nick Nurse is going to take the 60 seconds for his team to rest on the floor.
Yes, good point you make, and that's very, very sensible. Might as well use it. And now a timeout called by Manchester. So this last 1 minute and 17 seconds is going to be ferocious, absolutely ferocious. 83-76, 1:17, 1:16 on the clock here to go.
But let me tell you, Stuart, you know, it's a 7-point game. Will Johnson's got to make 2 foul shots. It's 3 3-pointers, and the way Manchester shoots the ball, they're still in this game. All you need to do is play one transition at a time. Come down, score, you stop them. You don't foul, you get the defensive rebound, you score again. So it's simple. You stop them from scoring, you just play 3 transitions, you're still in the game.
A marvellous, marvellous atmosphere, and the Manchester fans supportive right to the bitter end here. It certainly can turn round. It's a big crowd here and a noisy crowd here. There's a band behind us, and there are more drums than I can count. 83-76. Sheffield, twice winners, the defending champion. Chris Finch, what a job he's done with this side as coach. Brilliant coach. So often judged coach of the month. And he's such cool and calm. Manchester, on the other hand, have a record which really you can't believe it when you look at it. They've been in the finals, they just can't win them.
Yeah, they can't win them, and it's because they've always played against a better basketball team than that one.
Now they've got to go and steal this ball, and Baker will do his best. There'll be a foul soon to take them to the free throw line if they can't get possession, certainly. There it is, there it is. They'll go to the free throw line. It's the only chance they've got of getting the ball back. There's still 1:03 to go, though.
And amazingly, Manchester did not box out on the foul shot, and Will Johnson got his own rebound after missing 2 foul shots. Fundamental basketball wins championships.
Myers began in a difficult way. He couldn't find his form, his rhythm, but slowly but surely he's got his composure. And the more successful the team has come, the more successful he's become. Hairston gets inside, big hit, 2 points. And that's a foul. Handy calls the foul with 53.2 seconds to go. It's 85-78. And that, it really is, for Handy, the end of the game. Have a look at this. A tired defensive play and a dejected look on her face there. And here we've got Danny Craven, long-serving member of the team, member of the All-Star game back in the 92-93 season. He's been around, big man, 6'10", as we've said a couple of times. The shooter on the line, and what a game as Nate Reinking had. He's a marvelous performer, and I think we make him the man of the match, don't we, Alton?
Well, I certainly think that without him, Sheffield does not win this game. You know, he took over the offensive floor of the game. He's got 16 or 17 in the second half, and he's just been marvelous for Sheffield at the offensive end.
21 points to Reinking for Sheffield. Hairston under real pressure again. Gets his 2. And now there'll be a full court press on. Baker will challenge the ball. They'll rustle and hustle his ball. Hairston fouls his man, takes them to the free throw line, hopes that they'll miss. It's the only chance they've got. 7 points in 37 seconds. I've seen games change in that amount of time.
Well, you know, Manchester has nobody to blame but themselves. You miss 9, 10 free throws in a game. You don't box out at the defensive end. You're going to lose basketball games. Sheffield, smart enough to move the ball, good enough to make their foul shots, disciplined enough to keep things moving at the offensive end, and then certainly fundamentally sound enough at the defensive end to stop Manchester from getting second shots.
But Myers is making them pay. The man who came here with a reputation has ended with it too. Hairston, desperate to get inside. An individual act, double dribble, illegal dribble given. Possession goes to the Sheffield Sharks. 89-80, and Hairston, out of sheer frustration, just loses his discipline for the moment, and it's a timeout for Sheffield at 89-80. Surely they won't let it go now.
Listen, this game is not over. This game is not over. Todd, you take it out. Okay? Change that. Will, you're taking it out. Todd, you're screening. Stay set on your screen. Stay set on your screen. Okay, screen for Nate. We got Terrell coming up opposite. When we get down here in the half court, stay moving. Okay, I want our high post to back door first. Okay, wherever he is, back door, clear out the opposite side. I want our low post to go dead spot. I want him out. Okay? Maybe flare screen or something, but good, solid screen. We may get a cheap one back door. If it's not on, nothing 50-50. Work a good offense. Let's go concentrate and make fouls. 1, 2, 3. Sharp.
The scene is set. 36 seconds left. 89-80. Sheffield by 9. The defending champions, and how well they played. They didn't look the team they were supposed to be at the beginning of this match, but my goodness, it was a test of character in every sense, and they've come through with flying colours. Myers has 2, and so has this man, Chris Finch. Cawthorne. They'll hold on to... Oh, that's a foul, and that's a very bad foul, too. And that's come out of frustration. Have a look at this. Oh, sake. Well, Roy Hairston, 6'7", and he weighs a lot.
And certainly it was a foul that, you know, I'm not sure that's the smartest foul you can make when you still got 34 seconds and you've got a chance to make 2 or 3 three-point shots. So now Cawthorn will get 2 and the basketball.
Remember, these teams have met only once before this season. Manchester won that by 7. That was the very first weekend of this 1999-2000 basketball season. And they've only met once before in this cup competition, and the result looks as though it's going the same way again. And remember, Sheffield beat Manchester at the end of last season to take the league, and they won the cup. And in fact, Manchester have lost a lot of things in their basketball life. And it doesn't look now as though it's going to change.
Well, it certainly doesn't. And, you know, only 3 seconds have gone off the clock. And as I said, what I'm disappointed in most is that Manchester had every opportunity to win this game. They didn't make their foul shots. They did not take care of the defensive board. And that's how Sheffield, A, got in the game, and B, has won this game. They have pounded Manchester at the offensive end on the glass.
I wonder what thoughts are going through the mind of Nick Nurse. He knows now that he knew it was going to be a tough struggle. He knew it would go to the wire, but he desperately hoped that this time the result would be a different one and it wouldn't go to the script.
It's amazing. Sheffield's missed their last 5 free throw attempts.
3-point attempt's got to go in from now. He can't waste time. He's got to go for 3. He's going in for the short high percentage. No, he's not. 3-point attempt. No. Holly gets 2, does he? No. Good defensive play. Oh, I say, that is so physical. Backcourt violation. The Manchester player stepped into the front court and then into the backcourt, and that's a young man, Steve Gale, who's on for the court for the first time. Look at this, steps forward, steps into the backcourt. Once you've gone into the front court, you can't go into the backcourt. So that's a backcourt violation, possession to Sheffield, and the game now is theirs. The championship is theirs. They're just looking up at the clock. That is it. The Sainsbury's Classic Cola National Cup champions, once again, for the 3rd time, are the Westfield Sheffield Sharks. They've beaten the Giants from Manchester, who acquitted themselves so well. They've beaten them well. And it was a test of character for this side. Myers was under pressure in the early stages. Their defense didn't quite work. Manchester had the upper hand in most departments early on. Then, in the latter stages of the first half, Will Johnson came back and put in a rebound performance. Cawthorn put in a rebound performance at the offensive end and at the defensive end. And all of a sudden, the thing turned round. Sheffield were down at the end of the half, and they went into the second half with a big drive. And look at that. There it is, the Westfield Sharks 89, Manchester Giants 80. They truly deserved it. The defending champions have won it again. Chris Finch is there. He's talking to Bob Ballard.
Chris, well done. Congratulations. That was hard work, though, wasn't it? It certainly was. It was a great game. I think both teams played with a lot of intensity, and the purpose that they played with was amazing. I thought it was a great spectacle. You know, we were just happy that we came up on the positive side of it.
What about the start, though? Wasn't the greatest of starts for you? You must have been a bit worried early on.
Well, you know, Manchester are a fabulous defensive team. They came out and put all kinds of pressure on us, and spent most of the first half just calming the guys down, trying to make sure they saw all the things that were actually going on out there, because we were missing a lot of stuff. I was happy at halftime because we hadn't played well, but we were only down 3.
Well done, go and get that trophy again.
Pardon?
Well done, go and get the trophy again.
Thank you very much, Bob. Thank you.
Marvellous moments now for Chris Finch once again. Incidentally, for the Giants, Tony Dorsey, 35 points and 7 rebounds. What a marvellous individual effort it was. But the main part of this evening now is the presentation of the National Cup, this Sainsbury's Classic Cola National Cup, to the captain of the Sheffield Sharks side. The celebrations go on and will go on for some considerable time. Todd Cawthorn, the captain of the Sheffield Sharks, collects the trophy from Keith Mitchell, the president of the English Basketball Association, Much deserved, much deserved. They're the champions again. They're the champions for the third time in the history of this National Cup final. And that was a truly magnificent final. The final score, 89 to the Sheffield Sharks, 80 to the Manchester Giants.
Yes, congratulations to Sheffield. Their domination continues, a tremendous second half, and they become the first team to win back-to-back cup victories since Guildford Kingston back in 92 and 93. We'll begin our darts coverage in just